Back again.
Welcome back.
So,
You go.
no, you go.
All right. Let's start another topic of conversation here.
I think family is a good topic.
You took the words right out of my mouth, mate. So, what part of the family do you want to talk about? You start.
I think
Yep.
people have the wrong idea. I did, and I speak for myself. I don't want to speak about people, but this is just a little bit of enlightenment to struggling families, whether they're struggling financially, physically, emotionally, all sorts. What makes a family what it is? What makes you separate than the rest? Not because you have a feather in your head, not because your surname is a Smith or a Jones or any other than that. I think what makes strong family is that they are there for one another, doesn't matter what. And that's what separates you from the rest, whether you're a Smith, you're a Jones, you're a whatever, mate. Every family struggles. There's always, fighting between siblings, divorces, bankruptcy, police, crime, whatever. Okay, I think it's important to remember that you can walk away from an associate, and say, I don't want to know this person anymore because he's dragging me down, and it's best just to stay away. But you can't walk away from a brother, a sister, a brother-in-law, a cousin, even a true friend, because that's what makes a friendship. I think to be there and understand that just because you have a bad cousin or a bad brother or a bad sister or a bad father or a bad mother, it doesn't make you any lesser than any other family. Just remember that. Just some people decide not to hang their dirty laundry in public, which I think is important. And some people hang their laundry in front of everyone, and feel lesser about themselves. Let me tell you, every family struggles. Every husband and wife argue. Every two brothers fight. Every brother and sister disagree. But I think that's what family means, right? That you can forgive them and help them. And that's what makes a strong family bond. Doesn't matter how many times your brother falls down, you have to always reach out with your arm and pick him back up. Okay? Or it doesn't matter how many arguments you have with your wife or your girlfriend. It's natural. It's normal. Twins kick each other's in their mother's womb before they're born. It's natural, right?
Yeah. Look, mate, getting back into what you said about, like, say, if your cousin falls down or your brother needs help or whatever, but that's a tough one because at the very start that person can only help unless they want help. Unless they want to help themselves. What can you do? You can't do anything. Just say if you've, like for me, for an example, I had a bad alcohol and a drug addiction, which I don't drink anymore and I don't do drugs anymore. And but I was willing to help myself. But unless that person is willing to, see the light and help themselves, well, your hands are sort of tied, aren't they, mate?
They are tied, but if you keep telling someone that he's no good and he's useless, he's going to end up believing that he's no good and he's useless.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That starts at a very early age too, mind you, mate. You're raising your kids. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
So the idea of helping and being there is, number one, you're giving hope to the person that is needing it.
Yeah.
Two, um, you're lucky, or he's lucky, to have family and being able to reach out and help as well. Otherwise, what's the point? What makes you that special family? That's what makes you a special family, right? Because I don't care what anyone says about my family. I will support them and help them all the way through. I am allowed to talk about my family. No one else is allowed to talk about my family, right?
Yeah.
And that's what makes a family what it is. They are your backbone. You can lean on them. They can lean on you. And, you might not see it today, but as you have kids and they have seen you do that with your brothers and sisters, then they will do that.
Lead by example.
Exactly. They'll lead by example. They'll be there for one another.
Exactly right.
And then, you planted the seed of strength and unity. So I think that's what makes a special family and a special bond of family. To be there for them, regardless, wrong or right. I'm not saying support them in the wrong, no. I'm saying you be there for them.
Well, I'm glad you said that too, buddy, because, when I was going through, the drug and alcohol thing, I was honest. I was honest with my family. You know what I mean? I said, right, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And then my dad turned around and shook my hand and said, thank you for being honest, son. And a lot of people, I guess, are embarrassed to say or trying to hide it, even when they want help. And I think it's important for anyone who's actually listening to this is that reach out. There's so much help out there. It's not funny. We got this mobile devices that we carry in our pocket, and we use them for Facebook, we use them for Instagram, we use them for Snapchat, TikTok now, God forbid. But, you can use it in another way. You can reach out. There's so much help. You start Googling, start researching. What can I do to stop? There is phenomenal amount of help out there. It's unbelievable.
It's amazing. It's important you say that to the people that are in need of help, but also to those people that think that they can help, but really they're just adding more to the problem.
That's a mindset thing too. And look, for anyone who is watching this, I studied NLP, so I got my master's in NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnosis, and it helped me. It helped me to stop drinking, stop doing drugs. I'm 46. I've never felt better in my life. I don't even have sugar anymore. Apparently, sugar is meant to be one of the most addictive things. And well, look, I gave up cigarettes, drinking, and drugs pretty much all in one day. And what? If you're serious about what you want out of life, if you're serious about wanting to change, dig deep, man. You can do it, and the help is out there too. I mean, you can get in contact with us, and I'll even point you in the right direction, and even I can coach you too if you like. So the help is out there.
It's amazing between two characters like you and I.
Yeah.
I think I should give hope to people that it's not the end of the world if you step out of your comfort zone. Anything you do, I think, I think what I'm trying to say, people have done it and they have succeeded.
Yeah, we're living proof.
And done amazingly well for themselves. So when only you can tell yourself you can't achieve it. No one else can tell you can't become famous or successful or healthy or whatever, right? Only you can crush yourself.
Yeah. The thing for me, I guess it was too, mate, was that I kept focused on what it was I wanted, and not what I didn't want. Fair enough. You're working away from. So, all right, I didn't want to do drugs anymore. I don't want to drink anymore. Rah, rah, rah. That's fine. So I worked away from that. But when you get to that certain point, you go, well, I'm happy now. I'm fit, and I'm not doing it anymore. Well, what's next? I've been down this road too, mate. Where you sort of go, well, fuck it. I'll celebrate. I shouldn't swear. Sorry. I'll celebrate, and before you know it, you're having a beer again, and you're mixing with the same people again, and then the pattern starts again. So for me, for the second time around, I burnt the bridges. I just went to all the trouble of all the people that I was in contact with, for drugs or catching up with drinking all the time, all the rest of it. You're gone. You don't serve me anymore. And it's taking that next step, going that next level, and then working towards what you want. Hence how this podcast even started too, mate.
I just want to elaborate a little bit about what I said. If you're not capable of helping people, don't put your hand up. Somebody told me before, if your friend's stuck in the well and you need to get him out, but all you've got is a fishing wire, then it's a no-brainer that the fishing wire more than likely is going to break with you, and you're going to be stuck down there with him.
Yeah.
So you only go down there to help when you have got a strong enough rope, okay, that you're capable to hold yourself and pull him up back with you. So there's nothing wrong on concentrating and helping yourself first before you think of helping others. Because if you can't help yourselves, if you're not capable yourself, and you're not fully bulletproof yourself, you can't expect to help somebody else. So there's no shame on concentrating on your future, on your success, on your financial being, your mental being, your physical being. And then when you're capable, you think, okay, now I can help him. I can get him out of the rut. I can put him into rehab, or I can offer him a job, or I can take him away from his bad habits. So you have to be strong yourself in order to help others. Sometimes, as much as you want to help others, and if you're not the right person, you're going to be feeling awfully like crap about yourself if you've done more harm than good. And if you're not, again, fit yourself, it's only going to be dead weight to your feet, and it's going to stop you from flourishing and becoming that person. So never feel selfish on concentrating on yourself and training yourself and becoming successful yourself. Don't feel, because I did, I thought, am I being selfish by working so hard and not having enough time to see mum and dad, or not having enough time to see my brothers and sisters? But no, now I'm able to help mum and dad. Now I'm able to help my brothers and my sisters. But if I give all my time and effort in 10 different places, it's just going to drain me, and it's going to, slow down my achievements, or where I want to get.
It's making time, isn't it?
So I think, the point I'm trying to cover, you need to be able to look after yourself, number one, before you look after others.
Exactly right.
And
that's funny you should say that. That covers a whole range of things, whether it be a relationship, whether it be finances, whether it be anything. For example, one of the most important things I learned for myself was to love myself, respect myself, and more importantly was to trust myself. I could never trust myself with money. I couldn't trust myself being in a pub and not walking out of there smashed. I couldn't trust myself, making a phone call to get on it, and you know what I mean. But once you do learn all that, once you do learn to love yourself, trust yourself, things just the doors open, the world opens up for you.
Funny, going back to what we were saying before, how I started with a broken lawnmower and this. My first job, I don't think I've told you this. So I worked for this Indian guy, and he wanted his yard cleared of grass, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And he said, how much? And I said, I can't remember. I charged him about $150, $170.
Yeah.
And as I'm working, he was like, do you like goat? I was like, yeah, sure, we eat goat.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to give you a present. Okay.
Did he pay you the $100 whatever?
Listen to this, right?
Yeah.
So I finished the job, and then it was like a 40-degree day, And he opens the boot, and he had a bloody goat inside the boot, man, in that heat.
A real one?
A real
a
goat.
live one?
A live one. White. I was like, get it out of the boot, man. It's freaking hot. So I took it out. I gave it a drink of water.
Yeah.
And
did you
he
name
goes,
it?
it's yours, right? Listen to this. He goes, it's yours.
Yeah.
I said, thank you. You know, I really appreciated the gesture, but I was like, far out, man. How cruel can you be having a goat in the boot for all this time?
Yeah.
So I said, he goes, well, look, he goes, I paid for the goat 170, so you can call it even.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
So my first job, you know, I didn't get angry. I actually saw the humour of it, that my first job I got paid by a goat. Right? No word of a lie.
Come on, be honest with us. What'd you do with it?
You know what?
I ate it.
I did. We called him Christmas.
Oh, no. Usually when you name things, you get attached.
I took him back home.
Yeah.
I gave him to my dad. I don't know. I've never slaughtered an animal in my life, right?
Oh, my God, man.
So gave him to my dad. I said, I got paid by a goat today. There you go.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
So the kids all came out to the yard. They're like, oh, goat, playing with it. It's beautiful. It's white. Then they walked in on my dad 20 minets later and it's hanging outside. I'm like, ah! So all the kids were scarred for life, right? But yeah, man, I saw that was funny. That was my first job. I got paid by a white goat.
Unbelievable. And his name was Christmas.
His name was Christmas. So that was just, you know, going back on work, persistence, never giving up, seeing the humour in things.
Yeah.
You know, funny. You do feel something when you're doing the right thing. I finished this job once, and I was knackered, man. I was knackered by the end of the day. It was about 6 o'clock. I have not stopped. And so out of energy. And I looked, the whole road was just full of bark chips, sawdust, you name it. Dead still day. Not a drop of wind. Yeah. And it was hot, man. It was hot. It was one of those scorching Adelaide hot days. Yeah. And started the blower. And I was like, oh my God, here we go. This is going to be half an hour of blowing and then another half an hour of raking and putting in the back of the truck. And so, no word of a lie, Pauly. Yeah. As I just rolled my eyes and I was like, oh my God. No word of a lie. This massive wind came out of nowhere. I looked back and there wasn't any leaves, any sawdust on the floor, on the road to clean. It was clean. I looked up at the sky and said, thank you.
Thank you, God.
You know, little things like that makes you feel, you know, the magic of godly doings. And it's like, I'm here, mate. I'm watching. It's all right.
That's nice, man. That is nice. Now more about family. You know, they say that there's not a when people have kids, everything else, that there's not a book to raise kids and everything else. But did you know there is?
What's it called? Don't drop the baby.
It was actually a bloke called by the name of Erik Erikson.
Erik Erikson.
Yeah, and he developed a okay. The pizza's here. Yeah. Did you order a pizza? Did you, mate?
Not sure.
Oh, if everyone's watching, I think the pizza's here. Oh, we sent the pizza man to the front door. Get around the front door, mate.
That was the cops that said, we heard you said you made a bit of money. We want more charges.
Yeah, so Erik Erikson, he devised he set up a plan for raising your kids. So at the age 1, you teach kids. You will teach a child this. At age 2, this is what you teach a child. At age 3, you know, you give, and age 4, rah rah, and it apparently works really well. And I'm serious, Erik Erikson. But see, why don't they hand this stuff out when people are having? Why isn't this pamphlet at the door? You know, when your child's born, so that this might help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just look at Mother Nature and I think, who taught that bird to sit on the eggs, and who taught it to go get a worm, and who taught it to feed its kid, and who taught it to protect its kid. I think it's just...
All of that's instinct, isn't it?
It's instinct, right? You know what's right from wrong. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of people telling us now what's right and what's wrong. What you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, how to raise a kid, how not to raise a kid.
We call it chest milk now, not breast milk. Are you for real, man?
It's that is another subject. Honestly, it makes me uncomfortable. I grew up in a different era. Seeing my kids watching TV or YouTube, or one thing is to have a kid glued to a TV or a game. Yeah. Now I'm watching my kids watching other people playing games on YouTube. I'm thinking, what the hell, man? What's going on here? Seriously,
it is the world's fastest growing sport. A sport. So
it's
the gaming
sport
is
now,
becoming
right?
a sport.
What is it? They're training their thumb muscles.
Yeah. So they're actually kids, or not kids, or kids, yeah, and whoever. They're actually in competition now. So there's money to be won. It's gone off the chart.
Personally, I am blessed with my kids. If my kid was in the middle of a game and I say, Dad, let's go kick a soccer ball, he'll throw the game down, and he's an outdoorsy person. He would love to climb a tree, throw a rock, make a slingshot and shoot his sister with it. He's an outdoorsy kid.
We had slug guns when we were kids. But
yeah. So things what makes me uncomfortable is how to explain things to them today. Things are implemented on me to accept today, but I haven't accepted it yet, and alone they want me to teach my children that it's okay to do that. Did you know there's a cartoon now? Yeah. I think it's out on TV now, where two gay guys are in the cartoon. So two boys. They're in a relationship, and it's normal, and they can kiss, and they can live together.
Well, yeah, look, when it comes to that sort of thing, that doesn't bother me so much. You know what I mean? I mean, look, even when I was in school, there was a gay bloke. He was loud and proud about it, and that's going back in the 80s, mate.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. I don't judge.
Well, he couldn't hide it because he was feminine. He spoke feminine. He looked feminine, and he didn't hide the fact. And he wasn't a bad bloke either. Do you know what I mean?
Hate me, love me. This is my opinion. This is what I think.
Oh, trouble's about to start.
And it doesn't make me right.
No. And everyone has an opinion, mate. You're more than welcome to it.
Exactly. You can't boo my opinion. I have an opinion. You have an opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not going to force my opinion down your throat, so don't force your opinion down my throat and tell me that's what I should accept, and I have to live with it. No, I accept whatever I want to accept, and I want to live with whatever I want to live with.
Yeah.
I don't judge just because I believe everyone has got a skeleton in the closet.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You, to me, to my father, to your father, to the Queen, to the President, to the Chief of Police, to whoever, to the Mayor, you name it. We all have a skeleton in our closet.
100%.
Whether he likes to have his scotch at the end of the night and get pissed and wind down, whether he wants to have a couple of cones and wind down at the end of the night, whether he wants to pop his couple of Valiums and wind down, whether he wants to go and hit the pokies to get some frustration out and wind down, whether... I don't care. No one is exempt from fault. We are all faulty one way or another. Becomes a problem when you are proud of your wrongdoings, okay, and you do it publicly, like it's okay to do, and it's normal.
Yeah, that's that. I think that comes into the 6 core human needs. It gives someone certainty. You know what I mean? Like there's a. I think I've got it here actually. Or it might be in my other folder. It's in my other folder. But if there's 3 things on the core human needs, and if whatever you're doing fits at least 3 of those that criteria, then it becomes a habit, or it becomes what's the other one? Becomes an addiction.
So I don't care whether you want to have your cone, whether you want to pop your Valium, whether you want to have a Scott. It doesn't make me better than you.
Yeah.
At all. You could be a 10 times better person than I am. Okay? Where it becomes a problem then when it affects me. Okay? When your wrongdoings, okay, are affecting me,
All right,
other people.
Yeah, give us an example.
Well,
what's there's a bee in your bonnet, mate. Get it out. What's going on,
mate? If you want to have a cone and wind down, I don't have a problem. But if you're going to call me the next day and say you can't come into work because you're sick, but you're eating because you had a hard night, then it's really affecting me. Then I have an issue with it.
Yep, I get that.
Mate, if you want to have, I don't obviously agree with any fucking drugs taken. I'm dead against it, and that's my opinion though, right?
Yep.
I'm dead against it. I don't want to know people that are on it. I don't want to hang out with people that are on it. But again, I don't judge and I don't say I'm better than these people. Okay, it's the reason I feel that way because I've lost a lot of friends on that crap.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of relationships being broken up because of that crap, and that's my opinion about it. But again, if you're going to have your glass pipe or your Valium or your Zyprexa or whatever, right, don't let it affect your family, mate. Don't let it affect your loved ones. Okay, you still function, you still go to work, you still, pay your mortgage, you still, you don't get into depression and let everyone else around you suffer it. This is when it becomes problematic. So, going back to the issue of, the gay cartoon and why not?
There you go.
I don't think I'm better than him because I'm straight, or he's better than me because he's gay. I think each to their own, right?
Well, they're born that way. It's not a choice.
Again,
you don't just wake up in the morning and go, "Well, I think I'm going to be gay today."
That's your opinion.
They're born that way.
I don't think that's the fact.
Why is that, buddy?
Well, I've talking to the best answer I have. I talked to this gay chick.
Yeah.
She's a lesbian, and I said, "What made you become that way?" She goes, "I don't know. I kissed a girl. I went out a girl when I was younger, and I got used to it, and this is what I knew." I said, "That's the best answer anyone's ever given me." You know what I mean? So she doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
Okay? So I start worrying now when you see gay people adopting children. It does worry me.
Well, it's not. Well, you know what? I don't know what to say about that, other than it's not the way God intended it. It's not a natural thing. And
And again, Pauly, I'm not honestly. You see this fear, like we feel like talking about this. I shouldn't have to fear talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong. Okay, that's your skeleton in the closet. Whether you want to do laps for flaps, whether you want to do blocks for cocks, that's totally up to you. But I think don't force it down my throat. Don't tell me I have to accept it. And if you do it, mate, just do it in your own time, away from. You don't have to come and rub it on my face and hold hands and kiss on the dinner table in front of the family. It's all new to us. Maybe I'll accept it, or the world will accept it in years to come. But I'll tell you now, anyone I know is just as freaked out, and so quickly this is happening in our face, and we have to deal with it and educate our children about it. So I don't know what to tell my kids. When my son comes to me and he says, my friend has 2 mums, I don't know what to tell him. When he says, I have 2 dads, I don't know what to tell him.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but look, in their roles, you know, in the two mums roles, there's still a masculine and there's still a feminine. There has to be, and same with 2 gay guys. You know, there's going to be a masculine, there's still going to be a feminine, right? But it's the same in any relationship.
Now. Anyway,
what's that?
Nothing.
No, but that's the same in any relationship.
Yeah.
Whether it's female, male, there's going to be a masculine and a feminine. Whether it's male,
well, not
male,
really, because even between 2 friends, if you want to put it that way, 2 blokes, there's always the guy that leads and there's always the guy that follows.
You catch me if you can, eh? But look, I'm hearing you, but yeah, I guess those roles those roles can and do change, even if it's male and female with the masculine and feminine thing. But you know, look, maybe it is a bit of a.
It's been happening for thousands of years. It's not like it happened today, but it's always been done behind closed doors, and people not accepted. People weren't proud of it. People weren't walking around in public. It's okay. So why? I don't get, why do we have to change our whole upbringing and our whole family values? And here we go, we say Adelaide is a city of churches, and when you go to courts, you have to put your hand on the Bible and swear on the Bible.
No, not anymore, mate.
And yet you tell me you're a godly country, but then you're a hypocrite if you implement laws that disagree with that. Make up your mind. Which one are you? You're a Christian country, or you're an atheist country, or you're a free country? I don't know. Maybe make a state.
Well, we're Christian. We're meant to be a Christian country, because I mean, everything comes from England, and they're a Christian based setup. So then, yeah, we're Christians as far as I know. Christians, Catholics, same thing, I guess. Same bloke, different haircut.
It's a sensitive topic, and again,
it's a very sensitive topic.
Don't get me wrong, and there's no hate in me whatsoever. You know, I'm friends with gay people.
Exactly, same here.
I've told them what I feel about it, and it doesn't make me better than them, doesn't make them better than me.
As long as they're happy.
As long as they're happy, mate, just don't let it affect my life in any way.
Well, I think the thing on most people's mind at the moment is this gender thing. You know, are you a boy, are you a girl, or are you, what is it, cross-gender? Or, I don't even know.
If they look between their legs... If they look between their legs, I'm sure they'll find their gender, right? If you've got a dick, you're a boy. If you've got a flaps, you're a chick. Right? It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. I know. It's getting out of hand.
We come back to the subject.
We can.
Okay. We're going to pause for a second.
Are we? Why are we pausing, mate?
We're going to go eat, I think.
Dinner.
Family put dinner on the table.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, then we'll come back to it.
Talk to you soon.
See you guys soon. Don't hate me.